Look, honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. The server needs some help. Wynncraft needs some help. That is what the video is about today. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Varest, and in today's video, I just want to simply talk about how and why we can make Wynncraft a better. Because oftentimes I find myself repeating a cycle. And now I'm kind of reaching a place where I'm running out of ways to cycle through having fun with the game. Um, and so here's my thoughts on why Wynncraft stays boring and hopefully ways that maybe a few ideas that could help with it. Granted, not I can't. There are no perfect solutions, so I don't know the answer to everything. First of all, the main reason why Wynncraft can get boring, especially for me, is that ultimately it is an MMORPG, right? And so once you complete the game, there is very, very little stuff for you to do afterwards. Now, granted, there is the whole guild aspect where you can control parts of the region. But what happens then? What happens when you join the best guild? You keep control. You build up a gigantic guild house. There isn't a reason to grow. Now, how do you make uh, how do you make it more enjoyable? Honestly, so oftentimes I wish I could hop on and have like just a player versus player PvP. Now I know that system used to work and it existed at the portal, right? But I think it's gone now and it's not working for some reason. I wish there was a mode where I could just go and fight other people with my kit. Just see how it is. Maybe make a leaderboard. Maybe make a game mode where it's like a capture the flag with your kit. And so what you want to do is you want to beat the game, and maybe then you can like start playing multiplayer and compete against people for like prizes at the top. Create a rating system. That stuff is usually a lot of fun, and you can hop on for like a game with a few friends. Because a very annoying thing is my friends aren't my level. A lot of them don't have the desire to beat the game because once you beat the game, there's nothing there for you. Now, granted, we switch over here, you have Aquitas, Avisia, and so you can fight to be like the top territory with the most amount of members, but even that doesn't really give you everything. It doesn't really give you everything that you would want. I feel like one of the big issues with Wynncraft is that like it gets boring even when you join a guild. It can, right? I go through these little spurts of like, oh, I really, really want to do this. I really, really want to do that. And but then you realize it's like after like I can only do like a few weeks at a time, if you know what I mean. And the only reason I've been making daily videos is because I also do videos on my on our SMP channel and on the SMP server that I'm a part of, and that is a lot of fun because there's a lot of different things and it can be player versus player. There's a lot of things to change like that. So if Wynncraft could implement a competitive system like that between players, between individuals, I think that that's the main problem. Because yes, you have like guild across the map, and if we go here, we can show the territories and you can control the map. Ultimately, there's nothing there for you to get like the achievement for. What if it was like players control it as opposed to guilds? Maybe that could make it a lot more interesting. Um, and making like a leaderboard and like seasons where like it changes. I don't know. I don't really like the system like this because you don't feel like you're actually a part of it. You feel like, oh, my guild is doing stuff, but I'm not really doing anything. Um, and it's and even the PvP thing, it's kind of like, yeah, it's not really that well made. I don't know. Did y'all know what I mean? What are y'all's thoughts and ideas on how to make the game a better game? Like, I honestly am trying to think of like, how do you make Wynncraft better? Because it does what it needs to do. It has guilds, it has raids, it has friend systems, it has um, like you can conquer places. You have is this just slash PvP? You can toggle hunted. Um, how do you even, I don't even think that PvP exists. And so it's like, dude, they kind of need to incorporate a system like that. Honestly, one of their best incorporations was guild housing. Guild housing is super cool, and introducing a voting system for it. Voting systems is really, really nice. But even that isn't enough alone, right? It's like having a creative server on Wynncraft, which is cool. But I think people look for something like Skyblock, right? Like if you're thinking about Hypixel Skyblock, one of the beautiful parts of Hypixel Skyblock, one is that it's very hard to get the best things. I guess you could say the same for Wynncraft, but also Hypixel Skyblock has very fun PvP stuff with other players. It's very, very exciting like that. And so I don't know. And so I'm not entirely sure how you would adjust that. I'm just here trying to spit out ideas because you can only play Wynncraft for so long before reaching a point where you're like, okay, I'm a little bit tired, let me play something else. How do you make this game a game that you want to just play for hours on end, every day for maybe a month or two, you know? How do you make it that type of game? Because I could play Minecraft all day like that, but not Wynncraft all day like that, because I've beat the game already. I guess you could always introduce new quests and stuff, so that's why they are introducing Fruma. This is a lot of content, but ultimately, I give it a month or so, and even this is going to slowly phase out of it being something fresh, you know? And so my thing is what needs to be done? I've thrown around some ideas before, like for example, you could introduce a system where you control parts of the map as an individual. Maybe it's like a block at a time, and you can slowly conquer blocks and islands and whatever. That's probably bad, right? It's probably not a good system, but it's an idea. It's an idea, and I'm sure that my ideas are not better than what what's it called, what the dev team has planned. I'm sure that they have a lot of cool ideas, and it's probably me just spitballing for no reason, but I'm just kind of giving my thoughts. I'm curious how everybody else thinks about this issue. I feel like we all kind of, because I love Wynncraft. It like, I've kind of grown up with it now, and it means a lot to me. And one of the big problems is that it's hard to bring friends in. I have trouble getting friends in because it's a very simple formula. You don't get enough XP from fighting mobs or something, and the quests get a bit bland because it's the same fetch quests. So I'm curious if there's another way to like level up your character and like do stuff like that. Have any of y'all had ideas like that, or are there any current ideas in progress? I don't really do research on this. I'm not that type of person, unfortunately. But yeah, that's kind of where my head's at. I'm very curious what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm just kind of put this video out there just to see what y'all think. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye bye.